Hey, what's up Walking Dead fanatics, SoNuts here, and in this video, I'm going to be discussing The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 15, titled East. And the reason it was called that is because that is the direction that Carol was headed in when she left Alexandria. Now in this video, I'm only going to be talking about either important stuff or my favorite things from the episode. I'm not going to be doing a play-by-play like I've done in previous discussions because those drag out and they're kind of pointless. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is at the beginning of the episode, you see the letter that Carol wrote to Tobin sitting on the bed. And under that letter is a gun. You can see it poking out the top of the letter. Turns out that gun is the one that she ended up sewing into the sleeve of her coat. And I know this because I was following along with the story sync on AMC.com, and it turns out that gun is called a Mac 11 submachine gun. So that's how she mowed all them motherfuckers down so quickly. Next thing I want to mention is something that pretty much everybody recognized right off the bat, pun intended, was the baseball bat with barbed wire wrapped around it engraved on the handle of the 1911 pistol that Carl picked up in the armory. I'm guessing that's one of the Savior's weapons that they got from the base that they raided in episode 12. Now, this is of course foreshadowing Lucille, but it could also be foreshadowing something to do with Carl. Now, maybe the showrunners decided to switch things up a bit, and they were like, you know what? They think we're going to kill Glenn. They think we're going to kill Daryl. They think we're going to kill Morgan. Let's switch it up on them. Let's go ahead and make Negan bash in the skull of the poor one-eyed teenager. They'll never see that coming. Boom. Nah, I really don't see them doing that whatsoever. But it could be foreshadowing Negan and Carl's future relationship, because they have somewhat of a bond in the comic books. Like, Negan takes a liking to Carl, but Carl doesn't really like him. So it's like an odd friendship. But anyways, let's move on to something else. Next, we see Carol cruising down the street in her Pontiac. You got the Saviors coming in the opposite direction. They shoot out her tires. She hops out. She's all shaking and shivering and crying, making up a fake identity named Nancy from Montclair. The guy in the back's like, yada yada yada, I know you came from Alexandria, you're gonna get us in the gates. But that's when they fucked up, because she's like Mama Bear, and everybody in Alexandria is her cubs. And when you fuck with a Mama Bear's cubs, oh, you dead, motherfucker. So she was like, fuck this shit, used her little wrist gun, went prap, 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 shot 4 of them, injured 2, killed 2. The driver, I don't think he got hit by any bullets, because he hops out, starts shooting at her, and then she stabs him in the chest with the fucking spike. And that's pretty much the last time we see Carol throughout the rest of the episode. But yeah, man, that whole scene was awesome. It just sucks because she's dealing with that moral dilemma. She has a new rule that she doesn't want to kill anymore, just like Batman. But sadly, she had to break that rule once again. Ironically, because in the letter she said she doesn't want to stay in Alexandria because she'd have to kill for them. But she still ended up having to kill for them when she left Alexandria. And she's just got to get that through her head. It doesn't matter if she's in Alexandria with the group or if she's out on her own. She's going to have to kill to survive. And I just don't know why she left in the first place, because, you know, she was getting some dick from Tobin. Might not have been the best dick, but hey, a little bit of dicky do, take some of that pain away. Take some of that pain away. Oh yeah, now her kill count is at 27, I think, because she wrote down 18 in episode 12. In episode 13 she killed 6. Paula, Michelle, the guy that she shot in the arm that bled out, and the 3 Saviors that she burned alive in the kill floor. And in this episode, she killed 3, 2 with her gun, 1 with a spike. She injured the other 2, One was killed by Rick, and the other one is still out roaming in the woods, so they don't count. So yeah, she's at 27 kills now, and that's gotta be eating at her. And honestly, I just wish she would get over this. I wish she would just say, fuck it, I keep trying to go without killing, but then more people keep showing up and putting my life in jeopardy, and I have to kill them. This is just the way things are. Might as well deal with it. Because the only way she's going to be able to live in this world without killing is if she's dead. So she can either get somebody to kill her, or she can commit suicide, which is something I think they may be foreshadowing with the zombie that looked just like her that Morgan and Rick stumbled upon. Because as you know in the comic books, she dies pretty early in the series. She lets a zombie eat her, basically. So I'm thinking they may be headed towards that direction in the TV show. I don't know, but that zombie definitely looked a lot like her, and I feel like that's some type of foreshadowy. That's not a real word, but I made it up. Deal with it. The next thing I want to talk about is the guy in armor that Rick and Morgan come across at the barn. I really believe that's foreshadowing the Kingdom from the comic books. And if you know the comics, you know what I'm talking about. Because some of the residents of the Kingdom wear armor and ride horses. And that guy even said that he was looking for a lost horse, which Morgan finds in the season finale. Now, I'm thinking that Morgan and Carol are most likely going to stumble upon the Kingdom, maybe not in the finale, but sometime in Season 7, because the finale is ending at issue 100, and the Kingdom is introduced in the comics in either issue 107 or 108, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I think we're definitely going to be seeing the Kingdom next season, so get prepared for that, to see Ezekiel and his majestic tiger. Next, I want to talk about probably the most comedic moment from the whole episode, which was when Rick admitted that Michonne ate Morgan's peanut butter protein bar, and he smiled and said, "I know." That moment was just awesome. It made me giggle, because back in season 3, episode 12, Clear, is when Michonne ate his protein bar when he was passed out on his bed. And then in the first episode of this season, he asked Michonne if she had ate it, and she said no. So now Morgan got confirmation that she did, in fact, 100% eat his motherfucking peanut butter protein bar. So I just thought that was really cool. The case of the missing peanut butter protein bar has been closed. Next, we see that Maggie got her hair cut like her comic book counterpart from Enid. I don't really know how to say her name. I hear other people say it, but I can never pronounce it properly. I wish they would have just gave her a regular white girl's name like Erica or Rebecca or Melissa. Come on, writers. What the fuck? But anyways, after Maggie gets her hair cut and she's looking in the mirror for a few seconds, she starts experiencing abdominal pain. She drops to the ground. She grabs her stomach. She starts screaming and crying, and then it cuts away from her. So this leads me to believe that she's most likely going to have a miscarriage. Number one, they don't really need another baby on the show. You barely see Judith as it is. And, nobody at Alexandria really has time to babysit because they got to watch their backs 24/7. And a baby just complicates things. And 2 babies would really complicate things. So I think she's going to have a miscarriage because of that. And also because in the finale, the reason the group leaves Alexandria is to take Maggie to the doctor in the hilltop. But along the way, they come across saviors multiple times. And I don't think they're going to make it to the doctor. And I think she's going to end up just having a miscarriage in the finale. So we're going to see somebody get their head bashed in by Negan, and Maggie's going to lose the baby. So we're going to see possibly 2 deaths in the finale, which is going to be sad. And finally, we see Glenn and Michonne tied up, sitting next to a savior. And you see Daryl and Rosita creeping up, thinking that they got the drop on the saviors, when really the saviors got the drop on them, because Dwight walks up behind Daryl, says, "Hi, Daryl." Daryl slightly turns around, Dwight pulls the trigger, shoots him, blood splashes on the camera, the screen goes black, and you hear Dwight say, "You'll be alright." So that lets you know right there that Daryl is not dead. I think Dwight just shot him to incapacitate him because he knows that Daryl wants to kill him, and he doesn't want Daryl to be able to do anything. He knows he can control Glenn and Michonne because they're tied up. He knows he can control Rosita because the other guy pulled the gun on her and she dropped her gun. But he knows that Daryl's a loose cannon, and Daryl, even if he doesn't have a gun or his crossbow, he'd try something because he's at that state of mind right now where he's not even really caring about his own well-being. He just wants to fucking get revenge for Denise. So Dwight shoots him, most likely in the shoulder, maybe in the arm, one of the two. It's definitely not a kill shot. We will be seeing Daryl in the next episode, and he will most likely be alright and be in the lineup for Negan to choose who gets Lucille. I think there's probably going to be about 11 survivors in the lineup, like I said in my previous video, because you're going to have Eugene, Abraham, Sasha, Aaron, Carl, Rick, Maggie, and then Dwight's going to be bringing Glenn, Michonne, Rosita, and Daryl. So yeah, there's going to be 11 people in the lineup for Negan to choose from. So it's gonna be a scary episode because one of those 11 are no longer going to have a head, because it's just going to be splattered all over the road. But anyways, that's my analysis, discussion, whatever you want to fucking call this video of episode 15, East. Hope you enjoyed it. If not, hit that dislike button. Tell me to suck a camel dick. Whatever's on your mind. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.